Okay, so a quick look at how we can use a simulator to test our code and then run it really on a really cool robot. Today I'm here in the Mars yard where I have a simulator of the Mars robot, and then I've got a real yard with the robot on, which hopefully comes online in a moment. So here's our simulator. A simulator is run from a very wonderful project by IDG10, which if I stop my simulator, you'll see it disappears. And then I run it again, and it pops up. You can see it over there in the screen, which is up there. And it draws a box with a little rover in it. Not the most beautiful, but it's very beautiful because if you look at the code that you need to do it, instead of importing the rover code, which runs on the rover, you just import rover simulator as rover, and then you can carry on with the code as if it was real. So we're going to run that sim code and see how it works in the simulator. So in order to do that, I'm going to come across to my sim shell beam, and run this very simple example. And we'll see, here goes the rover, tick-tock, tick-tock, all the way up, turns its servos, applies the speed, turns its servos, applies the drive, and it's behaving as it should, thanks to the powers of maths and simulation. Then, if I come across to the yard, so I now want to go and have a look at this robot in the yard, for which I need to connect to it. I need to reconnect here because this session just dropped. I just restarted it. So I now log in as Mars with my very secret password. I typed it wrong on the stream. There we go. So now we're logged in, and in there we've got a bunch of code in the Mars rover folder. Now let's look at the top of this very simple example, because I've taken that very simple example code that we saw over here and I've brought it in to here, where you will see that I've changed from import rover simulator as rover to just importing rover. I also needed to add a rover init command, which for good practice you should probably do on your simulator too. But other than that, the code is completely unmodified. And then we are going to ask Python, friendly interpreter, to run this very simple example. And with any luck, so keep your eye on the rover in the corner, you can see it starts to move. I'll go back to the yard cab. You can watch him doing exactly the same code that we ran in our simulator, which we could run anywhere, on the rover, which we can only run on Mars, or in this case, in the yard. So that's how we're going to do sim-to-real robotics. And if you get some code working in the simulator, feel free to send it to me and I'll run it in my yard.